Great. Hi, guys. We're here to talk about phonics. Oh, and happy Monday. Today we're going to do phonics, pages 233, 234. And at the top of our page, we have our green poem. Ready? Grandma will sew a blue-green quilt so everyone can see how the wind blew the boats about on a stormy day at sea. Okay, I'm going to read it like turtles. Grandma will sew a blue-green quilt so everyone can see how the wind blew the boats about on a stormy day at sea. And now we'll read it like robots. Grandma will sew a blue-green quilt so everyone can see how the wind blew the boats about on a stormy day at sea. And now like cheetahs. Grandma will sew a blue-green quilt so everyone can see. Oh, let me go faster. Grandma will sew a blue-green quilt so everyone can see how the wind blew the boats about on a stormy day at sea. All right? And we're still talking about homonyms today. Sometimes you'll hear them called homophones. And remember, they're two words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently and have different meanings. Okay? And in our poem, we had some homophones or homonyms. We had the color blue and the wind blew. And we have the sea that we do in our eyes, with our eyes, and the sea that is the water. Okay, let's look at the words in our purple box. And let's read those, beginning with the word tail. Tail, here, to, road, pale, heel. The next line, blue, weak, scent, sail, made, see. And let's read the directions to see what we're going to do with those words. Find a word in the box that sounds the same as each word below. Print the word on the line. So number 1 says heel. So you're going to find the other heel in the purple box. It's the last word in the first row. You're going to circle heel and print it in number 1. I'll give you a minute to do that now. And we'll do one more together. Let's look at number 2. 2 is the word see. You're going to find the other C in the purple box. It's the very last word in the box. Circle C and print it in number 2. All right, so if we look, number 1 is heel and heel. Number 2 is see, see. Number 3 is road. What do you think you're going to do? Find road. So circle road in the purple box and print it in number 3. I'll give you 1 minute to do that. Okay, you're going to finish this on your own when we're finished going over the instructions. Let's go to the yellow box in the middle of the page. Circle the word that will finish each sentence. Print it on the line. Number 13 says Maggie blank her horse into the woods. And it has 2 spellings of road. Which road means she rode her bike? The first road is the road that you drive on. The second road is the road which would tell us she rode her bike. So circle road and print it on the line. You can either pause it here, finish the front, and come back. Or right now I'm going to turn my paper over and we'll go over all the instructions for the back as well. Okay, at the top of the page it says find a word in the box that sounds the same as each word below. Print it on the line. So that's the same thing we did on the front. Let's read those. Ready? Rose, meat, blue, 2, pane, and that pane is like a window pane. Toe, tail, week. 4, wait. Beat, bear. See, deer, sow. So number 1 says weight. That's the weight that means how much do you weigh. You need to find the other weight in the purple box. If you're still looking, it's the last word in the second row. Circle weight and print it in number 1. So you'll have weight and weight, just like what we did on the front. Okay, now we're going to go to the middle of the page. It says use words from the box and the activity above to finish the sentences. And we're going to do numbers 16 and 17 together. I'm going to start with 17 because we've already worked with the word we need. Remember, we're starting with 17. Point to the number 17 and let's read that. He could not blank to try it out. Okay? And it's wait. So if we look up at number 1, if he could not wait to try it out, which weight will it be? It'll be the one you wrote on the line. So for number 17, write wait. And remember, it's spelled like the one that's written on the line. Let's go back to 16. Pete bought a new kite last week. Okay. You have to decide which spelling of week it is. Look at number 3 at the top. We have week. The other week is in the middle of the second row. Circle it, print it in number 3. Now, which week? Pete bought a new kite last week. Is it the first week or the second week? It's the second one. So for number 16, you're going to write week. And just so you don't forget to do number 2. Number 2 is rows and rows. The one printed in your book means rows, like rows of chairs or desks or words in a word box. The other rows is the first word in our box, which is a beautiful flower. So circle rows, print it in number 2. I know we jumped around a lot, so I'm going to talk about what we did on the back one more time. Remember, number 1, we wrote wait and wait. Number 2, rows and rows. Number 3, week and week. Okay. And then we went down to number 16. Pete bought a new kite last week. And number 17, he could not wait to try it out. Now 16 and 17 both happen to be the words that you wrote on the line, but all of them are not the, when you look at the rest of them, some of them might be the words you wrote on the line, some might be the word that the book already printed for you. Okay? So go ahead and finish the front and back on your own, and you may do forwards or backwards phonics, and we'll come back for math. Remember to have your geometric forms ready, your spheres and cylinders and things when you come back for math. All right, hi guys, we're back for math, pages 307 and 308, and we're going to talk about solid figures. Remember, we have solid figures, which are not flat, and plane shapes, which are flat. Now, before we get started, we're going to go over each one. First one is a cone. The sphere, which is shaped like a ball that's round. Remember, we have a cube. I have a lot of rectangular prisms here. Remember, I have my little flashlight. I have a box. My cell phone. Let's pretend it has sharp corners. All right, which ones haven't I done? I haven't done the pyramid. So I didn't have a pyramid. Remember, we talked about that, so I had to make one. So I printed it out from the computer and I made a pyramid. I have a can for my cylinder. Remember, it has circles and it goes around. And then I have another cylinder. And let's see, did I do them all? Rectangular? Yes, I did. So we went over our solid figures. And now let's look at them at the top of your page. Ready? It says these under Let's Learn. These are solid figures. Solid figures are not flat. We have a cube, pyramid, rectangular prism, cylinder, sphere, and cone. It says use a red crayon to color the figures that have the same shape. You may use your pencil. If you would like to get a red crayon, pause the video now and restart it when you come back. Or you may use your pencil. So number 1 is a cone. 2 of those pictures are cones. They colored in the first one. Then after that, there's a cylinder. Oh, there's another cone. Color in that one. And a sphere. We're going to do one more together. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 is a cube. The first one's a cube. Color that. The second one is a cube. The third one's a pyramid. It's just laying on its side. We're not going to color the pyramid or the cylinder. You're going to finish the front on your own. You will color either 2 or 3 solid figures in each row. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3. Oh wait, I'm getting mixed up with the back. I'm sorry. There will be 2 in each row. On the front, there will be 2 that you will color in each row. And put an X on number 7 at the bottom. It says name a real object that is shaped like each solid figure above. And we already did that except for the pyramid. And there are really huge pyramids in Egypt. That would be something that would be fun to look up on the internet with your mom or dad. Or if you have a book about Egypt, it would be fun to look up pictures of the pyramids. All right, let's look at the back. Now on the back it says circle the real objects that are shaped like each solid figure. We're going to do the first 2 together. Number 8 says a cone, and they already circled the party hat. And then there's a camera, which would be like a rectangular prism, a beach ball, which would be like a sphere, and then a traffic cone. Even though it has a flat bottom, it's a cone attached to the flat bottom, so we're going to circle it. So it doesn't have to look exactly like it. It just needs to look almost exactly like it. So in number 8, you should have circled the first item, the party hat, and the last one, the traffic cone. And let's go down to number 9. Number 9 is a cube. Oh, that present is a cube. We're going to circle it. The tissue box is a cube. Circle it. And it might not be exactly square on each side, but because it's very close, we're going to go ahead and circle it. And the Rubik's Cube. So, if you notice, you circled 2 items in number 8 and 3 items in number 9. So in every one, you're going to circle either 2 or 3 items. All right, and let's go down to number 14 and 15. Finish drawing each solid figure. Use the dots to help you. And you may choose to do forwards or backwards math. Tomorrow, when we do math, make sure you bring back all of your solid shapes again, because we'll be talking about them again tomorrow. All right, when you're finished, come on back and we'll be ready for English. All right, hi guys. Today we're only doing page 222. And I want you to, we're going to do the whole thing together. Stay with me because some of the things we haven't talked about for a while, and we're using this as a review. So letter A says, read each sentence. Add the correct end mark, then write T for telling, A for asking, C for commanding, or E for explaining. Remember, a telling sentence is just telling you something. I might say, I have a ball that's many different colors, right? That's a telling sentence. An asking sentence is asking you a question. Do you have your pencil ready? That's an asking sentence. A commanding sentence is telling you to do something. Write your name on your paper. That's a commanding sentence. It's telling you to do something. And an explaining sentence is something that you would say loudly. So don't be surprised if I say something loud. I am so frustrated. Did I say it loudly? I exclaimed it. I'm frustrated because I would like to be in the classroom with you, but we're making the best of it. All right, let's look at number 1. Number 1 says stir the soup. Okay, what goes at the end of that sentence? Okay, I hope you said a period. It's a commanding sentence telling you to do something. So write a period at the end of stir the soup and write a C on the line. That is a commanding sentence. Okay. Now we're going down to number 2. Look carefully. Don't go across to number 3. Go down to number 2. What is her name? What goes at the end of that sentence? What is her name? I'm asking you a question, so we're going to make a question mark. Remember, it looks like a backwards C with a line and a dot under it. Put a question mark at the end of your sentence, and that is an asking sentence. So on the line, you're going to print an A. Okay, we're going back over to number 3. It is so cold today. Okay. That's an exclaiming sentence. I said it loudly. I explained it. Remember, it ends with an exclamation point. And we're going to put an E on the line for explaining. And number 4, the ant is small. Okay, I'm telling you something. So I have a period at the end of my sentence and a T on the line. Okay, I'm going to go to letter B. And here we're talking about nouns. Remember, a noun, see if you can remember what a noun is. A noun is a person, place, or thing. And remember, proper nouns are special people, special places, or special things. So we write regular nouns beginning with lowercase letters, but remember those special people, special places, and special things begin with uppercase letters. So on number 1, it says, Allie went to the zoo. Okay, we have to circle our proper noun. So we're going to circle Allie. That's our proper noun. And our common noun is zoo. The place she went to was the zoo. Now, if I said Plumpton Park Zoo, then it would begin with uppercase letters because it would be a special place. But we just said a zoo. It's any old zoo, so it's a regular common noun. Okay, we're going down. Remember, we're going down to number 2. Don't go over. Number 2. We play soccer on Mondays. Okay. What's the proper noun? Remember, it begins with an uppercase letter. Days of the week are proper nouns. So you're going to circle Mondays. What do we do on Mondays that is our common noun? Well, what we do is a verb, but what word in our sentence is a common noun? We play soccer. Play would be our verb. What do we play? Soccer. Soccer is the name of our game. So number 2, you're going to circle Mondays and underline soccer. Number 3, Jake likes pizza. What's our proper noun? I hope you said Jake. Remember, it begins with an uppercase letter, so we're going to circle Jake. And what's our common noun? What does Jake like? The thing that he likes is pizza. So you're going to underline your common noun. And number 4. My sister lives in Chicago. Remember, cities and states begin with uppercase letters. So our proper noun, our special place is Chicago. You're going to circle Chicago. And who lives in Chicago? Sister. So our common noun is sister. Now, if you said your sister's name, if you said your sister's name was Allie, then it would be a proper noun. But when we don't say her name, it's just sister, it's a common noun. Okay? I'm going to give you one more second to look at that. Make sure you circled Chicago and underline sister. And I'm going to erase this so we can do letter C. All right, letter C. Circle each noun that names one. Underline each noun that names more than one. All right, so remember, if we have more than one, it's plural. Right? If we only have one, it's singular. So let's look at number 1. Circle each noun that names one. Underline each noun that names more than one. The tiger has stripes. Which noun is there one of? There's one tiger. So in number 1, circle tiger. And which noun do we have more than one of? We have more than one stripe. We can't have stripes. With only one, you have to have more than one to have stripes, right? If you had only one, it would be a stripe. So in number 1, we're going to circle tiger and underline stripes. Number 2, the ships sailed on the lake. Okay? Which one is there one of? Which noun do we have one of? We have one lake. So we're going to circle lake. Everyone circle lake in number 2. And what do we have more than one of? We have more than one ship. We have ships. So you're going to underline ships. So in number 2, the ships sailed on the lake. Number 3, a week has 7 days. Which noun do we have one of? We have 1 week. So in number 3, we're going to circle week. And which noun do we have more than one of? Days. Because a week has 7 days. So we're going to underline days. Number 4. The bike has 2 tires. Which noun do we have just one of? We have just one bike. So we're going to circle bike. And what do we have more than one of? We have more than one tire. We have 2 tires. So we're going to underline tires. In number 4, you should have circled bike and underlined tires. Okay? Oh, good. We're still recording. My screen went blank there for a second. Number 5. My teacher grows flowers. Guess what? Your teacher does grow flowers. Which noun do we have one of? One teacher. So we're going to circle the word teacher. And which noun do we have more than one of? We have more than one flower. We have flowers. So you're going to underline flowers. And number 6, our school has many classrooms. Which noun do we have one of? We have one school. So I'm going to circle school. And our school has many what? Many classrooms. It has more than one. I'm going to move my chalk. Good. We're going to underline classrooms. It has more than one classroom. Okay. I'll give you a minute to finish that. Remember, in number 6, we're going to circle school and underline classrooms. Okay. And for number 7, I'm not going to write that on the board because when I draw all the lines, it'll be hard to follow anyway. So do have to make sure we're paying attention. It says draw a line to match each sensory word to the correct sense. All right, so first let's read the sensory words. Ready? Spicy, blue, smoky, fuzzy, and crunching. And now let's read our senses. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. So something spicy. Which sense are we going to use to tell that it's spicy? I hope you said taste. It would taste spicy. So draw a line from spicy down to the word taste. Number 2 is blue. Which sense would we use to tell that something's blue? I hope you said sight. So you're going to draw a line from the word blue up to the first word in our second column, sight. How about smoky? Well, we could use sight to see that something's smoky, but we've already used it, so we're not going to use it again. What else, what other sense could we use to know that something's smoky? It might smell smoky, so just draw a line straight across from smoky to the word smell. Number 4 is fuzzy. How would we know if something's fuzzy? We would touch it. We would feel it. So the last word in our second column is touch. We're going to draw a line from fuzzy to the word touch. And number 5 is crunching. We can hear someone crunching. If you're eating something very, very crunchy, someone might be able to hear that. If you're walking on dry leaves, they might make a crunching sound. So we're going to draw a line from crunching up to sound. Okay. All right. So we're finished with this, and you can pause it if you like. We're going to get ready to talk about freckle juice. All right. Hi, guys. We're working in our Hawaii booklets now. And we're doing pages 19 and 20 today. So on page 19, it says, read the passage and then answer the question in a complete sentence. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up here. And the question at the top, what was the favorite food of the early Hawaiians? So when we read this passage together, I want you to be looking for what their favorite food might have been. All right, so we're going to hold this up for people who weren't able to print it out, and we're going to read it together. When the volcanoes stopped let's start again with the title. The early Hawaiians. When the volcanoes stopped erupting and the land turned green and flowered, the explorers came in huge double canoes carrying dogs, pigs, and chickens. They brought plants to grow for food and tools to make huts and clothing. Okay, we're down to the second paragraph now, right here. The ocean was rich with fish, sea turtles, and food. They made nets and fish hooks. They dug fish ponds and kept the fish near their villages. The rain and sunshine helped their crops grow big and plentiful. Okay, we're down to this paragraph now, the third paragraph. The women made cloth called tapa from bark and pounded taro roots to make poi, the favorite food of the early Hawaiians. And then down to our last paragraph. The people grew big and strong. They ate healthy foods and worked hard. The Hawaiians loved the land, and the land took good care of them. Okay. And on page 20. Okay. And that's the picture of one of the canoes that they sailed to Hawaii in. And some of you have asked if you can print the pages out and color them. You may. You do not have to, but that's a fun thing to do and to help you learn more about Hawaii by remembering the pictures you colored. Make sure you go back to page 19 and answer the question using a complete sentence. What was the favorite food of the early Hawaiians? Use the words in your question to answer your sentence, to write your answer. The favorite food of the early Hawaiians was. Okay, so remember, use words from your question when you write your answer. I'll be looking forward to reading it. Come on back for Freckle Juice, and we'll see you soon. All right, hi guys. We don't have a paper for Freckle Juice today because we're just going to talk a little bit about the story. So if you remember in the story about Freckle Juice, Andrew Marcus wanted freckles. He didn't want to have to wash his neck, and he thought if he had freckles like Nikki Lane, his mom wouldn't be able to tell if his neck was dirty. And of course, we know that's not true, but Marcus didn't realize that. Andrew Marcus didn't realize that at the time. And Sharon told him she had a secret recipe for Freckle Juice. And he paid 50 cents to get that secret recipe, and it made him sick, right? And then he went on to pretend that he did get freckles from the Freckle Juice and put magic marker dots all over his face, went to school, and Miss Kelly gave him her secret freckle remover. All right, today we're just talking about the part of the story where Andrew bought a Freckle Juice recipe for 50 cents and it didn't work. So I want you to think about that for a minute. Do you think Andrew should get a refund? Do you think Sharon should have to return his 50 cents because it didn't work, or because it made him sick, or because she was being dishonest? Or do you think maybe Andrew should have known better? He should have known you couldn't get freckles from drinking a Freckle Juice recipe. So maybe he shouldn't get a refund. Maybe he should have known better, right? So there's no right or wrong answer to this question. I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer. I'm just looking for an opinion. And so what I want you to do is to make an Edmodo post. And you can post on our class page the following. You can either say, I think Andrew should get a refund because, and tell me why you think he should get a refund. Or you can write, I think Andrew should not get a refund because, and tell why you think he shouldn't get a refund. And remember how to spell because? Remember our because song? B-E-C-A-U-S-C, B-E-C-A-U-S-C, B-E-C-A-U-S-E, because. Okay? So be careful with your spelling. Choose one of those two, and I'll be looking forward to reading your posts on Edmodo. Okay? Have a good rest of your day.